Hey, you scallywags.
You goddamn sickos.
Hey, you muffin tops.
And you muffin bottoms. We don't discriminate. We don't discriminate. Does
Speaking
your booty
of a
look
muffin
like? Does your booty look like cranberry loaf? Come on home.
Hey,
We're here to talk to you.
I like it when it looks like a bag of old produce.
We're here to tell you that this week's episode is a special one. We're going to do a little bit of a look back, a little retrospective on some of our favorite episodes of the past year. It includes episodes from Will Ferrell. It includes episodes from
Mandal.
Miles Gray and Mandal.
Come on.
Man against negativity.
Defying all love or something.
Love. Defining all love. Something like that. The man Sandal himself will also be talking to, and we hope that you enjoy it. And if you, like we hope you do, listen every week and you're a big fan of ours, we would love for you to join us on tour.
Come on, start the Steel Tour 2024.
Yeah, come out and see us. We're going to be in so many cities: Detroit, Chicago, LA,
DC, Philly,
Atlanta, Houston, Austin, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, right. Somerville, Massachusetts,
San Francisco, Seattle.
Where's Brooklyn at? We'll tell you. It'll be at the Bell House.
And
Chicago. There may be some Chicago. There may be some dates added. We are excited for you all to see us. The tour will start in mid-October, so please come out and join us. And Bori, you have a wonderful comedy special that you should tell them about.
Come on. David Bori, patreon.com/David Bori. Purchase my special, Birth of a Nation with the G. Some are saying, industry insiders are saying it's the hottest special of the year. They're saying, who is this guy? He's a bad boy of thought. That's what the industry is saying. So if you want to be like them.
They're not saying he has bad thoughts. Let's not get that confused. They're saying he's the bad boy of thinking.
Yes. He thinks by his own rules. Yeah. And that's why he's so rich. You know who else has got an incredible special that I just watched with my lady and her dog and laughed a ton? Some people are calling it the Love Jones of comedy. Langston Kerman has a special.
Yeah, please go watch my special. It's on Netflix. It is called Bad Poetry. It apparently is the Love Jones of comedy, despite that not being at all what we were aiming for in that interview. And David's really funny. My special, I hope, is really funny. We would love for you to watch both. But more importantly, enjoy the episode and come see us on tour. That should be the whole shebang. Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
And they had Hush Puppies, right? And now I'm terrified of what type of ship Captain D's was driving, bro. Because my folks really enjoyed this stuff.
Yeah.
And he out here twisted.
You find out what kind of captain you've been serving this whole time.
Yeah, bro. Captain D's was hard back in the day. Y'all
never had Captain D's before in my life.
Long John Silver's has Hush Puppies too, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, but it's not the same as Captain D.
Captain D's is good. Captain D's is
kind of like how Popeyes is today, in the sense of you only seen Captain D's across from a city train.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's an urban market.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ours is down down the street from the most busted mall. Even when I was in high school, it was like the mall where you would go to get like airbrushed. Like it was that mall.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It sounds
no chain stores in the mall. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds, if I may, it sounds maybe even closer to maybe a Church's chicken than a Popeye's chicken.
See, now you get somewhere. It's like Church's, but with catfish.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it was whiting. It was whiting, which is lower than catfish.
Damn. It wasn't catfish?
I think it was whiting, because whiting
Captain
is the last
D's.
fish before they start making the fish in the computer. You know tilapia. You know how they 3D print tilapia? They make tilapia out of a 3D printer down at the in the back of Walmart. Right before you get to that, it's white. Absolutely.
First of all,
let them cook.
No, you're cooking. Let's be clear. I don't think everybody knew that they were 3D printing fish. I don't think you get to just throw that out like that was just an understood agreement amongst everyone.
Man, I done been in aquariums all across the country. I ain't never seen no tilapia. They not out there. They not out there.
Called motherfucking bars, nigga. They don't know nothing about that.
They making that junk in the computer, man.
Can I also say though, this is a weird stat. I also have been in aquariums across the country and have seen. I don't know what a tilapia looks like. For as much as I've consumed, you could hit me in the face with a tilapia fish whole. I don't know what it looks like with the scales on.
Here's what I'll say. And I don't disagree that I think a lot of our fish is probably not what they tell us it is, or certainly not the correct manufacturing of what they're claiming. That said, I don't think it's tilapia that's the one that everybody is in fact like making out of other fish. I think it's cod. Cod is the one that is made from a bunch of other fish. I think cod is like the hot dog of fish.
Interesting.
Options. That makes sense because it do come square.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done swai? It's like, they say it's like catfish, but it's cheaper.
That's not good.
I wanted to add a note about the Hush Puppy thing, though.
Yes, please.
That's why they call it Hush Puppies. I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
Because they're hushing the puppy.
Yeah.
That's why they call it that.
So to that, I guess, Bori, this is your first time hearing this. Tell me how much you believe in the possibility of this being real.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm conflicted because my heart wants to believe it. I like this. But if it was something as high risk as me trying to escape slavery, I'd probably throw the dogs some meat. Even if it was scraps or organs or something like that, I don't think I would trust cornmeal to quiet the dogs. I would give them, you know what I'm saying?
You're saying that that's not substantive enough to guarantee your escape.
But I also don't know dogs like that. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know dogs like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a situation of like they was making the best of what they had type of thing.
Right, right.
But here, the issue I have, right?
And why make them so delicious for people if you were just going to give them to dogs?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just think it would. I think the issue I have with that is that why later as time went on, they only became like a seafood thing.
Right. That's a good question too.
You get what I'm saying?
That is a good question.
Because it would have been different if instead of cornbread, we just always had Hush Puppies.
Right.
But something had to happen amongst the translation, but maybe it only happened on the coast. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a fascinating thing when you start to think about where Hush Puppies sort of exist in our greater like eating relationship, right? Like as much as you go like, oh yeah, Hush Puppies, I associate them with sort of Southern food, but it isn't, to your point, Mandal, it's not like every Southern restaurant you go to has Hush Puppies. They're more associated with like seafood and sometimes like Creole food or like throw Hush Puppies in there, but it's not everywhere.
It's always with shrimp or fish, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like I never had it with like pork chops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I obviously I wasn't there. So
thank God.
Yeah,
we're glad you're here with us.
We're lucky to have you.
I wasn't there. So I mean that very well could be likely. I'm pretty sure they had a bunch of tactics that they was using at the time, getting creative to get out of a tumultuous situation. I'm just saying this specific theory is interesting because I'm like, if it's a trained dog, would that be enough for him to be like,
Yeah, disciplined about like not eating them hush puppies.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because they're trained to hunt down people, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if they're well trained, well, it's just gonna be like, no, once again, I don't know dogs.
like, let's say
I don't
let's say
hate
you getting
dogs. I
arrested,
need
right?
that to be known though, right now on the record. I don't hate dogs.
Anybody that talks like that probably got some issues with a dog. But
I don't have any issues. I just don't like animals more than people. I hate that I have to explain this to people all the time. It's not crazy.
Yeah,
he's getting pretty upset, and he's yelling in a way that feels like a man with hatred in his heart.
I'm just saying that you don't get angry when you see a dog wearing clothing.
No, I don't.
Thank you, Mandal.
I got reasonable. A point, though. I want to mention something.
We have a housing crisis out here building houses for dogs.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't helping with either position, so yeah, go ahead, dogs. I don't know.
I got one thing to bring up, if I may.
Yeah.
So, because here's my thing. Let's say if you getting arrested, let's say if you're a drug lord, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the police is after you.
Yep.
And they got the dogs running through the woods trying to find that supplements.
That white.
Right. If I threw that dog a begging strip, is he so gullible to be like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't care about the work anymore. I got this fake meat.
I think, if I may, I think it's less of never mind and more of a small distraction to give you an additional, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of running time to distance yourself from the situation. Mm-hmm. That said, where I start to get curious about this is part of what slaves also had to do was remove scent from their body. Like you have to make yourself less traceable in escape. And by leaving trails of food behind, you are in fact making yourself more traceable for these animals than less traceable. It starts to feel a little almost counterproductive.
Yeah, because dogs know if you got meat on you. Mm-hmm. Or like if you're on your period. They know that. Because no, look what Olivia said. Olivia, don't make me feel like a crazy person. Olivia chimed in and said, unfortunately, they do.
I didn't know that.
Y'all were laughing at me like I'm nuts.
That's crazy.
They can smell when you're on your period.
It wasn't that what you said sounded crazy. It was just the passion that you sort of found inside of it. I don't know. It felt very left field in a way that made me laugh. But hey, you're right. You're right. Yeah, they know when people are on their periods. Here's what I'll tell you is that I did do a little bit of research on this subject of whether or not this hush puppy situation is in fact real. And one of the things that almost seems most definitive in the research that I did is that the origins of hush puppies are unclear. Okay. They are not, in fact, certain where hush puppies came from. But what does seem to be sort of like an agreed upon thing is that this idea of hush puppies being like something that got left behind for dogs specifically is a little bit of a internet fallacy. That's not necessarily real. That we sort of did some weird cross-pollination with names associated with slavery because of Southern food, and then decided that this was a food left behind. Hush puppies, they, in what I'm reading, themselves, like the actual name of that food being called hush puppies didn't happen until like the early 1920s, 1930s. They say early mentions of the term hush puppies in American newspaper from 1936 also expressed confusion about its origin. A response to the letter in Atlanta Journal, Why Are Hush Puppies? The article posited a number of theories, including the ones we share above about the additional story that carries racist references to Black people. But basically, they're saying, like, it doesn't really get called hush puppies until much later after the slavery shit. So if it's being called that, it's more retroactive than like definitively slaves were calling it that, if that makes sense.
Like most information on Twitter.
I think so.
Damn.
Yeah.
I kind of like this one. I wanted this one to be real.
They also said originally Hush Puppy was a slang term for silencing someone. I mean, it can be. We certainly can spread that misinformation.
I feel like that would be more of a Hush Poppy. You know
Hush Poppy.
I know Hush Poppy.
I know Hush Poppy.
But they said it was a slang term for silencing someone or covering up misdeeds. A 1738 account in a London magazine described crooked British port officials boarding a smuggler ship in colonial Ontario where they played the game of Hush Puppy by stopping off at a captain's cabin to be serenaded several hours with the captain's music. I guess it's music, while the crew hid the contraband beneath the ship's ballast. So it does sound like there are some associations with the hushing of a nemesis of sorts, of a person in opposition, an op, if you will.
Yeah, but it's not a dog, though.
No.
But it wasn't a dog specifically. They also talk a little bit about, I guess, Hush Puppies, and like a lot of things existed before Black people and even white people were in this country. That Hush Puppies,
wait a second.
Native
we stole
Americans,
them from the natives? Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a crazy idea that like frying cornmeal would not, like, we were the first motherfuckers to think of that. You know, Native Americans did that shit before we did and probably called it something.
I mean, they love fry bread, right?
Yeah.
Wait, natives was frying stuff?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
That's hard. Hey, bro, where's the natural Crisco?
Oh, like where does that oil come from?
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh. I thought it was corn.
Crisco?
Yeah, is it not corn?
Like, what they getting the supplement to fry? You get what I'm saying?
I don't know. I know that there's corn oils. There are vegetable oils, which maybe that falls into the corn category. There's what are some of the other oils? There's
palm oil. Is it the yellow? What's the yellow Crisco? The one that's basically butter.
I don't know, but I'm gonna say,
you know
for record, I've only fried. So I've only cooked maybe 4 times in my life without Crisco. But in my brain, I'm like, where they get the supplement? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's an interesting question that I don't really have an answer for. Is where the Crisco came from, but I will say that it's certainly. I think, like most things in this country, it was not originated by us. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things, and by us I mean Americans, not Black Americans. Yeah. I think Black Americans invented a lot, but specifically America did not necessarily. The America we understand did not just invent everything we have today.
Right, because in my brain, I'm thinking natives all grilling. I think they like probably straight up barbecuing every single day.
No, it makes sense because of the fires.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, they have the fire going. You put some buffalo on there.
Absolutely.
Who wants to play? I'm more interested right now in how both of you can't cook.
Yeah.
I can't at all, man.
I don't know how you missed it.
All right, so this is my issue. I don't know if this is off topic, but my issue is my brain can't transition. It can't see the difference between raw and done before it's burnt. I can't mind the transition. I can only see raw and this is something I should throw away.
Oh, it's the timing thing. You have timing issues.
Absolutely.
My issue is I can tell the difference between raw and burnt. I don't want to get mixed in with whatever Mandal's got going on. That seems like something that needs a prescription, and I don't.
I got a depth perception issue. Yeah.
I just don't want it. I don't want that to be my mess. I can tell the difference, but I am extremely opposed to spending a long period of time on something that I am going to only enjoy for a very short period of time. And cooking principally is that. Like, I don't like the idea of I work on something for fucking an hour to eat it in 10 minutes and I scarf down food fast and it never feels as worth it as the investment was.
You messing up. It's about the journey.
That's what that took the words right out of my life.
And that's what y'all young folks do. Always focus on the end goal. Always focus. It's about how you get there. It's about the step by step. You put love into the food because you love yourself. That's what you talk to somebody.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? You worth the amount of time it take to make that food.
Come on.
I'll say this.
Nourish your own body.
I didn't expect to feel inspired this morning, but here I am.
Go cook some. When was the last time you cooked? So you don't ever? What about like a one pan? What about easy stuff like chicken thighs? That's easy.
What I've started to do more often is I'll do like I'll sous chef for my wife. I'll prep everything and I'll let Nikki like do her thing afterwards so that I can cut down on the amount of time that she has to spend. But I'm not. I just don't like it, man.
So you like peel potatoes?
Yeah, or like cut up carrots, whatever the fuck the meal requires.
Soak stuff in vinegar or whatever you got.
Yeah. I never did that. But yeah, in theory.
Air fryer, man. I throw something in that air fryer.
That air fryer, I'm going to say it right now, it's holding us all back.
You think so?
I think it's just, what are we going to do when there's no air fryers? You can't do everything in there.
I'm going to be honest with you. I knew
Get some pots, get some pans.
That's real, yeah.
I
was using the air fryer wrong. When I pulled my salmon out, when I put salmon in there, when I put my salmon out of there, you would have thought it never touched water in its life, man. That just be it's almost salmon jerky. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
That just be dry, bro.
You can't, it's not for everything. And they're just going to start attaching shit. And that's how they're going to get us. Like, have you seen that movie WALL-E, how they have the wheelchairs?
Yeah.
The air fryer is the beginning of the wheelchairs.
You think the air fryer is the beginning?
Yeah, oh yeah. They're going to put Chat GPT on it. They're going to put MP3s on it, and we're going to all be lost.
First, and I'll leave it on your shoulders to explain to our sweet listeners who are good Christians, by the way.
Yes.
I want to remind you, this is a Christian podcast first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Won't he do it?
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
That Christ drop real quick, yeah.
Remind our sweet Christian listeners what a rainbow party is.
Yes. So, children of God, gather around because I would love to bless you with the knowledge of the rainbow party. So, I'll first talk about the way I heard it. I was probably in 9th or 10th grade. And somebody goes, "Hey man, you hear about these rainbow parties?" And this is like
some dude.
Yeah. It's like my friend who's also a virgin. He's like, "Oh man, you hear about these rainbows?" I was like, "What the fuck is a rainbow
He's just
party?"
rubbing his hands together. And you're like, "Why are you being like that, man?"
Yeah, like why are you doing the bird man? Like rubbing your mitts like that? Hey man, you heard about these rainbow parties? So I was like, "No, what the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "So over at Grant High School, my cousin goes there. They say they do this thing where." All the ladies, they put a different shade of lipstick on, and then all the dudes are at this party, and each person has they take turns. Someone gives them a blowjob and puts the lipstick on their dick, and then at the end, all the different shades of lipstick that are being worn by the people at the party give you like a rainbow colored dick, and then that's what a rainbow party is. And I was like, say less. I believe it. Like, why isn't it happening here? Like, I need to believe that this is real. Yes.
Yeah. You had me at all the girls.
Yeah. Like, in one place. And they don't care if my braces aren't off yet. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm cooking.
Sweet. Even the ones with low self-esteem? Cool. That sounds like my kind of vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, Playboy.
Shout out to all the dudes waiting to get their braces off for that first.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, this summer is about to
Oh,
be ours.
it's over for y'all math tutors. Get these braces off. So yeah, that was like the theory was basically an oral sex party where all the ladies wear different shades of lipstick and whoever has the most shades collected on their penis, I guess, wins or whatever. And there was never really like an outcome, more to be like, and it's like a chromatic mess on your shaft.
Right.
And that was like enough for everybody to be like, yep,
Yeah,
we're here for
and
that.
we leave little alcohol wipes at the door so you can get the makeup off. It's all
exactly.
It's a very efficient party.
Yeah, absolutely.
I admittedly had never heard this until yesterday.
Oh, really?
I don't think that I was at all aware of rainbow parties, if I'm being completely honest, until this got sent over.
It's wild because I'm pretty sure, like, I sort of was doing my own research too on it, and it's wild because I'm pretty sure the point at which I heard about it predates even like the official introduction of this into like the written word of God.
Oh,
like,
you were early on it.
Yeah. It was just like one of those things, like, Marilyn Manson had a rib removed to suck his own dick, or you know what I mean? Or like Lil' Kim had to get her stomach pumped because she was giving so much head. It was sort of like in that sort of school of just shit people would say, but no one had proof for. But because you're ignorant and young and a virgin, you're like, absolutely.
I think you mean the general topics for this podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
All of our regular subject matter.
Yes. But the stomach pump thing was always like someone they would map on a different person, like at the time. Because then they were like Lindsay Lohan.
I heard it with local girls. One time in high school, they said that this girl who was, in fact, was sucking along a dick. They said that she had to get her stomach pumped.
Oh, yeah.
I think when you talk to white people, it's a very different person than Lil' Kim. I can't remember who their person is.
Oh, I wonder who it would be if it was not Lil' Kim.
It's like Madonna or some shit, or like
that's not
something.
nearly as fun.
Yeah, like Nancy Reagan or some shit.
Yeah.
You're like, I
wish. Oh, that's right. Justin's right. He said, I think white people think it's Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart was sucking dicks?
Is the white people version of sucking dicks until he had to get his stomach pumped. And I don't even know if Rod Stewart was sucking dicks. I think they were just calling him very, very gay.
Right. He's like, you seen that hair?
Yeah.
Like, it's feathered.
That's the Maggie May guy, right?
Yeah.
I know him from
yeah, that guy loved pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so, but
that's why that shit is so fucking slanderous, you know?
Right,
like, him?
right.
They're like,
come on, no,
him exactly.
Not noted pussy enthusiast Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart,
he could never.
You're upending my world right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting though too, because I think whether you either probably heard it as like a local myth, or I think the thing that really mainstreamed it was like once it got on TV and shit, and then became like this gigantic like moral panic. Especially, I think maybe it might have happened because I was going to like Christian and Catholic school when I was younger, and it feels like that's kind of like the world in which those kinds of like moral sexual panic kind of conspiracy theories like really take hold.
Yeah.
It's just to time it out. Are we saying, because for me, in my mind, this is like a turn of the century.
Yeah. I graduated
99, 2000, 2001 time period.
I graduated high school 2003.
Okay.
And I would say this is around, I feel like I don't want to put it all on 9/11, but I feel like it was around 9/11 that I first started hearing it, like my sophomore or junior-ish year.
No, this is how the terrorists won. This is
misdirection.
Yeah, they were like, we'll knock down the towers and they'll get us back for that, but they'll never get us back for what we do to their girls.
To the rainbow parties.
I mean, now that we're just openly discussing, here's my question about it always was like, so afterwards, you're at a party where all these girls are sucking dick.
Mm-hmm.
Then you show everybody your dick to prove that it got sucked by all these. That was the reason everybody came to the party.
Well, I guess that's a question I have immediately is the expectation that I show my dick afterwards, or is the expectation that I just go home with a cool goodie bag of rainbow dick?
Or like a rainbow sticker somebody puts on your sweatshirt.
Yeah,
you win, sir.
I didn't know I had to like verify it with the boys to
I think
accomplished.
Okay, maybe I'm a weirdo. I play team sports.
I think that's what makes it kind of fall apart, because when you really think about it too, like even the idea that it would like leave a rainbow, you're like, I'm sorry, what technique is being used during the fellatio? That like, are you just going like stamping rings around it?
I think you mean tie-dye.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking Grateful Dead t-shirt more than anything than
Also,
a rainbow.
I'm going to say it. I think this is a little racist.
Say more.
My dick is probably only going to reflect maybe the reds.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? It's not going to look like that. It's going to look like mud.
And
or
a
like
mud party sounds way worse.
Way worse.
Yeah. You don't want a
you
mud
don't
party.
want to go to no mud party.
Maybe we should start that one. Yeah, get that one out there. Like, y'all been to a mud party?
Or like the color when you mix all the sodas, the graveyard or whatever.
Oh yeah, swamp water.
Yeah, it's not gonna look like a rainbow.
No. It'll end up being, I think at the end of the day, with all of the colors of the spectrum there, it'll net out to some kind of brownish green, I feel like.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna make your penis look pretty.
But again, that's not the important part, because I think it was just merely I think for young like men, boys, kids in high school, it was like the idea that there were so many willing participants in like sexual activity was like everything else be damned. You're like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to show anybody my dick. I don't even shower in front of y'all.
Yeah. I was just going to say, these poor women have to come to the party. Not only do they have to suck 10 eager dicks, they also have to keep putting on their makeup.
Oh, right.
It's a lot of labor involved.
What do they get from the rainbow party?
Hey, you know what? And I'm not trying to think that far ahead, David, because I just want to know that there is such a thing. And please don't make me examine it any further, because it starts falling apart.
True.
I would encourage us not to underestimate the camaraderie you probably build.
Right.
By sucking that many of the same dicks with your dearest friends. There's probably a bond that'll never be broken when you share that kind of closeness with a person.
Absolutely.
Almost like a sisterhood of the traveling pants.
Yes. Almost like a D-Day landing, but a different kind of D. Yeah.
It's the same. I've never experienced it, but like the same as like dudes who run trains together.
I think so.
I love my cousin.
Yeah. You're like, no, he's a good dude. And you're like, nah,
I don't know.
It was crazy. You guys are doing that anyway.
Yeah. Let's don't admit that so openly, man.
Seems like maybe you just did a bad thing and now you're bonded for the wrong reason.
For your
you both have something you don't want to bring up to grandma at Thanksgiving.
No.
I will say that when you initiated this conversation about the rainbow parties, while it was my first time hearing it, you also sent over a correlating Reddit thread that featured an Oprah episode.
Yeah.
Where Oprah addresses this rumor. And this is a first for our podcast, I would say, because Oprah comes up on this podcast a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of supposed episodes of Oprah where these conspiracies are often born.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where the episode actually exists, where we have real evidence of this episode. And what I would love to do is maybe watch that clip together, and we can pause and talk shit in between as the whole thing is going.
Yeah, like the whole segment is wild, because it's not just, it's like this, I don't know, panic monger woman comes on to be like, let me go through some phrases and tell me if you've heard of these.
No, she gives us a lot to work with here.
Yeah.
So let's watch it.
Everybody has another life that your parent.
Wait, 1 second.
It's not,
1 second before we even get in. Are they also? You guys need to know that it says toss salad and rainbow party discussion.
Yes,
I think that's important to note.
Yes, no, I mean, that's it. Just watching this whole shit unfold in front of the audience is fucking wild. Because I think it's from like 2005 or some shit.
It is truly, I used to think that these audiences were completely casted and like, who are these women that would want this? But then you see their reactions and they genuinely are hearing about tossing salad for the first time. And
they're like, come on, you didn't watch Chris Rock before? You didn't see him stand up before this? Like, we were up on that already.
So crazy to see.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go.
Anyways,
Onward with the educational video.
Having, sex after school.
Right.
But everybody has another life. The way your friends know you is not the way your parents know you.
Right.
Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you say, let's talk about that secret language, Michelle.
Yes.
His secret language is so funny to me.
also, Oprah acts like she's not fucking. I hate that.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Right.
I don't like that at all. Like, you weren't ever a horny teenager. You got to be an adult about that.
But more of this, like, you've had Stedman as a side piece for 40 years. You
Possibly
telling me
a beard.
Yeah,
Right.
you telling me this motherfucker ain't never had to do something weird to you
Yeah.
Come on.
to keep the side house going? You know what I mean?
You don't make him film you and Gail sometimes.
Yeah,
Just watch her face. I think it's important. Maybe we watch her face as these things are explained to see if she like feigns ignorance or like
Good point.
surprise. You know what I
Very
mean?
good idea.
Interesting. Or she's like,
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Oprah. All right, here we go.
I didn't know any of this.
I've gotten a
Lies.
whole new
I did not
vocabulary.
know
Let me
any
tell
of
you.
this. Does this
Salad tossing.
does this
I'm
mean I
thinking
am no longer
cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes.
Okay, so what is a salad
Okay,
toss?
toss salad is, get ready, hold on to your underwear for this one. Oral.
Okay,
anal
let's
sex.
just pause right there.
This is the best day of my life.
Because she tells us to hold on to our underwear, which isn't a common phrase.
I'm not familiar with this idiom. Yeah.
It certainly it rings of other phrases that are more, you know what I mean, that are correct.
Yeah.
But she goes, hold on. You're going to want to hold on to your underwear for this one. And I thought the audience would laugh at her saying that, but they did. They, in fact, held their underwear.
Yeah,
And then
everybody.
she tells them what salad. Well, I won't beat it.
It's
Go ahead.
because she knows they're about to burst out of them because they're so excited hearing them talk about tossed salad on NBC.
Salad and scrambled eggs.
And
Okay.
Oprah is lying. She does the hand thing.
She's
She's
fucking-
lying.
She said,
She's
I've
lying.
never heard of any of these.
Okay.
And tossed salad is, get ready, hold on to your underwear for this one. Oral anal sex. So oral sex to the anus is what really tossed salad is. Hey, Mom. Okay. A rainbow party is
Okay, so maybe just not one of this woman's show.
This is
looks
the
like
worst day of her life.
It looks like I would believe if like the reverse angle of this was like Oprah like ripping a puppy in half like with her bare hands. Her look of shock and disgust, like
This white lady's like, I came here to try to get a new car. What the fuck is this?
When do we reach under our seat?
yeah.
And is there an anus under there? This is horrible.
I wanted a Pontiac Sunfire. This is not what I came for.
Oprah, who is this woman?
Nasty. Please, why is she making up such horrible things?
Yeah, why would Kelly Price do this stuff?
And now she moves into, I guess, the part where what we all came to hear is the rainbow party.
It's
Now,
coming, baby.
break down rainbow party for us.
tossed salad is. Hi, Mom. Okay.
Said, "Hi, Mom."
A rainbow party is an oral sex party. It's a gathering where oral sex is performed, and rainbow comes from all of the girls
Hold
put
on.
lips.
Lots of gatherings oral sex is performed. I don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you mean it's a high school reunion? It's a barbecue in the park if you're lucky. It's game night if you got too drunk.
Right.
Yeah, I honestly in high school used to think that parties were trash if oral sex didn't happen.
That was why you fucking went. You think
For
I want to dance
the
to
hope.
Tipsy by Jaquan again?
Mhm.
That's a good song. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the chicken head, it's
I wasn't even always getting it, but I at least wanted to know it was like part of the experience. It was like, oh, pussy was being had. This was a good time. This was
That's
wild.
true.
that was always the promise you were hoping for. It's like, and it'll be women that
Yeah.
are down.
Yeah.
I got my best Rockaware on.
Yeah, exactly. I got a new velour jumpsuit and I got a crispy new Jordan headband.
Listen, the Echo
point me in the right
Unlimited
direction.
Rhino I have on my shirt matches the one on my pants. So.
Exactly. Oh, yes, you're right. These are academics jeans. Thank you so much.
I'm somewhat of a scholar.
You can tell by the different leather alphabet patches on my leg.
Also, the Burn Talib Kweli CD in my compact disc player.
Right. It's like, how come there's a voice that says promo at the beginning of the blast? It's like, don't worry about it. All right, just enjoy it. This shit go hard.
Yeah, it's just exclusive.
Yeah, baby girl, I downloaded it on BearShare, so it's pretty legit.
Exactly. Oh, you didn't know about that? Oh, you still on Kazaa?
You'll catch up one day, sweetheart. Now, what about that mouth?
Now, what that rainbow do?
I'm trying to get a green.
I'm trying to catch them all, if you know what I mean. You a Pokemon fan, right? Okay.
I can go anywhere. Suck my dick.
All right. You want to continue with this?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Rainbow comes from all of the girls put on lipstick, and each one puts her mouth around the penis of the gentleman or gentlemen who are there to receive favors and makes a mark in a different.
This woman looked like she's looking at the 2008 election results coming in.
Also,
oh hell no.
Also,
Not
once
like-
again, why are you acting like you don't know what a blowjob is? You're acting real brand new on Oprah right now.
Her hair literally looks like a man got some head and then did like this afterwards.
Yeah,
Like,
she looks like
not-
she just got done.
she's not a hero. She's a
Or she's like putting it
nasty like the
together.
rest
She's like,
of us.
my husband had a rainbow.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Frank!
Fucker, not you.
I thought he had a mud party.
place on the penis, hence the term rainbow. So,
Okay, and so what does pretty boy mean?
a pretty boy is
Oh,
a
now, so
sexually
they-
active
Oprah's-
boy, someone who's
Now they go on. What's a pretty boy?
Also,
Yeah.
Oprah's turned up. You see that touch to the neck
Yeah.
right here?
Yeah, right.
That's tuned up.
Yeah, she had to
they
feel
go
that
into-
carotid artery real quick. She's like, the blood is flowing. Right?
Yeah, I gotta
They
check.
go
my
into a
pulse.
bunch of other examples, many of which are not even sexual in nature. They're just sort of like applying them to weird sexual things. But
Yeah, like kid slang. Yeah.
yeah, it's just kids slang that
They're like
not-
booty call. And then
Yeah.
that's when Oprah's like, we all know what that is, right?
Yeah, that we know.
Fuck around and make a booty
Stedman,
call.
it's time.
Yeah.
Come into the big house, Stedman.
I'll leave the door unlocked this time.
On a more serious note, I feel like every generation does this, and I hate it. It's like you're demonizing sex like you don't understand that it feels good.
Right.
Like you're making it sound like it's such a crazy thing to lick somebody's booty when it just feels good.
It feels nice.
It feels, you know what I'm saying? Like I hate that because it's like you're giving a weight to sex that kids are gonna have to grow up and figure out how to navigate.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
right.
it's an awful little game that they're playing as adults to be manipulating kids in this way as it relates to sex. It is fascinating how many of them you can tell were also manipulated, were also sort of led to be that scared of the thing that they have to have this reaction at the sound of sex, period, much less sex from young people.
Right. And there's always has to be some like new deviation from like the quote unquote norm. It's like they just they don't even give head anymore. They put the lipstick on and they're making fucking, Mark Rothko paintings on their dicks and shit. What the fuck is going on? And I think that's like it's all
Jackson Podick, I think, is what you were going for.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that we post this podcast together. I'm thankful for you and your contribution.
But like, and it's always like part of some like, conservative backsliding societally too, where you got to create some moral panic out of just whatever is happening to be like, and that's what's all going wrong right now.
Yeah.
Which is
absolutely.
crazy because ultimately this is a pretty safe scenario.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting pregnant.
Mhm.
Exactly. Well, and they also say that too, like in this Oprah clip, it's like, they don't consider it sex. They consider it outer course, not inner course. And I'm like,
and everybody gasped at the idea that getting head is different than getting pussy. And
right. It's like, I went to a Catholic school. I know people were talking about anal sex because they're like, I think that's cool. As long as it's not in the vagina, then you can still be a virgin. And you're like, okay.
Dudes were talking about that too, huh? I didn't go to Catholic school, so I'm curious. Dudes talk about that as well.
I mean, like, I think I was like, I wasn't Catholic, so I like the kids that were, I was just there because it was the cheapest private school in my area. And they're like, I don't know, man, I got to hear about them.
I like pussy.
Yeah, I was like, hey, look, bro. And these ghost stories they're telling y'all every day, they're cool and all, but like, I don't know if this dude really did all this shit. But anyway, that's just, that's do you.
That's so funny.
But like, I feel like the kids who are like, had that real Catholic guilt, like those were sort of like the hacks. And you see that like with Mormons, you know what I mean? That's why they be floating and shit and soaking or whatever the fuck the hacks that they got to get around the Bible. Because in the end of the day, people just want to feel good.
It feels good putting your dick in stuff.
Putting your dick in stuff feels good.
Getting dicks in stuff feels good.
Yeah, we saw American Pie.
I bet it does. And I root for all of us to get what feels good. The baby boomer era of men just suck.
Right. Yeah.
They fucking suck. None of them will just be like, man, we were losers. I get it now.
Would they ever say something like on a podcast, like, like, I think we were contributing to rape culture.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's terrible. And I have a lot of regrets about something like that. I mean, like, I think that's just like an intellectual bridge a lot of people don't cross a lot of the time. They don't want to have that.
Even if you want to take some of the weighted language off of it, because I get it, like you start to use like the sort of like liberal young person verbiage and you start to feel less yourself. I understand that instinct, but just we hated women. We were mean to fucking women is a simple enough breakdown of like, damn, I think I hated women. Well, I'm better now. Is such an easy revelation to be had.
Right.
We just did it.
We did it.
And said, damn, I fucking hate myself.
That was corny.
Yeah, because
I was corny.
Yeah, I was, I reduced like the whole idea of like a woman to like this flattened sort of like concept of like a game where it's like, can I unlock sex? And like
no type of dynamics in their personalities or
no.
You know what I realized as I got older? I never thought I would think of a man's perspective. I never sat and thought like, so what are women supposed to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's her life supposed to be?
Right.
She's just supposed to be
around?
Okay with me you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like a difficult thing to look at,
Right.
No, it's so easy to look at, and these motherfuckers who can't are losers. And ladies, if you're with somebody who hasn't yet admitted that he used to be real fucking lame about the way he treated you, then he might be a bad guy, baby girl. I don't know.
Maybe he was progressive. There were guys. Shout out to all the Lamars out there.
Yeah.
There were guys early who had to go to Korea or wherever he went. To
it's like it's the other people I was enlisted with.
Came back different.
Yeah.
Well, I did a little bit of research on the subject of rainbow parties, and while the Oprah clip is sort of when it becomes most popular, Miles, I think you know this too. According to Wikipedia, there's a Christian pediatrician who first wrote about the subject in 2002. Her book, Epidemic: How Teen Sex is Killing Our Kids, basically creates all these allegations of adolescents suffering from cancer, suffering from sterility, acute infections, and unwanted pregnancies as a consequence of starting sexual activity too early in life. So she writes this book in 2002, basically being like, your kids are dying because they're too goddamn horny.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do.
You'll never
about
believe the kind of shit she's talking about now. If this is where she started fucking 18 years ago, 15 years ago, you can't. I'll give you one guess what website she's regularly publishing to now. The fucking Daily Wire, bro. She's on that shit. Ben Shapiro's like health expert now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Famed pussy enthusiast Ben Shapiro.
It's wet? No. If it's wet, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong.
Something wrong.
I'm sorry. No.
If there's that kind of moisture, you should absolutely consult a medical professional because that something is definitely wrong. Some kind of disorder.
There's a quote from the book which this woman claims was relayed to her by a 14-year-old girl in Michigan. She says Allison had heard some kids were going to have a rainbow party, but had no idea what that meant. Still, she thought it might be fun and arranged to attend with a friend. After she arrived, several girls, all in the 8th grade, were given different shades of lipstick and told to perform oral sex on different boys to give them quote-unquote rainbows. Once she realized what was happening, Allison was too stunned and frightened to do anything. When a girl gave her some lipstick, she refused at first, but with repeated pressure, finally gave in. It was one of the grossest things I've ever done.
Oh, my God. It always starts off that way. It's like, I heard some kids. I heard about it. And this is like the thing when you start
also,
like
what are
reading.
you doing talking to little girls about sucking dicks? Get a real job. How about that?
That's a really big sort of flag inside of a lot of what I discovered here is that it's a lot of adults talking to children, quote unquote, children about their sexual activity and then relaying it to each other.
Right.
And it's fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, and also like from people who are so like on the abstinence side of the spectrum too, like a Christian pediatrician, like I can't even fathom a conversation where she's like, and tell me about like the wildest sex shit you ever done. You know
what
I
did
mean?
you do to coax this out of this girl?
Yeah. Like it feels, this is why like, again, like my theory with how this started, it sounds like a lie a boy told.
You
know what I mean? And then from there, it
very
takes
cool
off.
lie, by the way.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because it has everything. It has everything.
In the grand scheme of like, if I'm just gonna make up some bullshit for my friends and community to enjoy, it's a very funny, very cool lie. Kudos to that young man.
Exactly.
If I'm gonna lie on my dick, man, let it be wearing a Technicolor dream coat.
Yeah, exactly.
Because so many women sucked it. That it changed into all the colors. It Captain Planet it into fucking the perfect penis.
My shit gets sucked so much they have to make a game out of it.
Yeah. And they have to verify who did it according to this color chart.
And we have invitations and RSVPs to my shit.
And it's a party.
My dick gets sucked so much, it looks like a twister board. Bitches start crawling on it and putting their hands and feet in different places.
Left lip green, bitch.
Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah. How was your summer?
And that definitely happened. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Like, y'all got to hear about these rainbow parties. And like, it also, too, because that was a funny thing. I remember asking, like, you know, when you're in high school, like you're with all your friends, like a nutrition period or whatever, and someone's bringing it up. And I remember all the girls are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, all the girls I knew were like, that is disgusting. I would never y'all are fucking disgusting. I don't fuck with any of y'all like that. I don't fuck with anybody enough, not even my own friends, to be like, girl, we better go hit the Mac counter and get all these different shades of lipstick because we're doing a rainbow party tonight. Like, that is such a weird, it's like a concept of a woman that is created in a man's fantasy world. And you need something like this to sort of like get yourself through your, you know, incel sort of life to be like, yeah, man, one day I'll go to one of these parties.
My family's from the South. My mom and dad are from North Carolina. So I was trying to I was like, do you guys have things that you really stuck to? Nothing earth-shattering. Nothing earth-shattering. Like, nothing on the level of the baby piss it cures acne.
I love that. I love that you're bringing that up.
That's good.
And I was like, Mom, you ever heard of that? She's like, what? And
She's like, it's adult.
It's,
And it doesn't cure acne. It just makes you feel good.
But then that spun me off into the drinking of urine,
Okay.
which you guys touched upon.
Mhm.
Sure.
Which I remember when I went and did Bear Grylls' survival show.
Yes.
So he started expanding it where he'd have.
I believe I've seen your
people
episode.
Of note,
Yeah.
and so I'm the first one to actually be on the show with him as a guest.
Yeah.
And I thought I kept my runner. I was like, I'm going to ask him 50 times, when do we start to drink our own pee? Because he's always talking about.
That guy goes pee quick.
He goes
though.
pee so quick.
He's like
very quick.
2
So-
days in. He's like, I gotta pee on this.
We'd be making a lean-to or doing whatever we're doing. I'm like, hey, Bear, is now a good time? Should we start drinking our own pee?
Bear, are you thirsty?
He wasn't having any of it. He'd be like, yeah, very funny. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to show you here, and I asked him 50 times. I finally watched the episode. They didn't include one of my jokes.
That's
Bear.
not. It's
And
like
I
you
was
gotta
like-
know where you're at, Bear.
Who did you invite here?
Exactly.
I watched that show for you to pee. I mean,
Yeah.
there's outdoor information.
And here's
or
the crazy
whatever.
thing. I would have drank my own piss.
Oh, you would have done
Oh,
it?
I would have done it.
Whoa.
Because I'm there. I'm going to do the full
yeah,
thing.
you're committed
I
to
respect
would've-
that.
But include my jokes so that
But
I'm
exactly.
not a psychopath drinking my own
Right.
pee.
Just
I'm a
drinking
fun
my
guy
own pee.
drinking
But
my own
they
pee.
wouldn't include I don't know what they were thinking. Why do you want to make me come off serious? Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It was very
because
bizarre. But yeah, they're really, my dad was saying, it was just like really simple things. Like if you walked in the house through one door, you had to leave through that same door. It would be bad luck.
Oh.
So if you came in
Okay.
through the back door,
yeah.
you had to leave
You
through
know
the
what I'm
back
talking
door.
about?
Hi-oh.
Come on.
Boom.
Couldn't leave it on the table.
Boy,
Yeah, no, I'm
I-
proud of you guys.
What are you gonna
I
do?
set that one up without
Yeah,
even knowing
no,
what I was
yeah.
doing.
But
Yeah.
stuff.
Shoot,
Yeah.
shoot.
But you brought up the baby pee.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
possibility that it
Yeah.
cures acne. We talked to Miss Pat about this. I think I talked to
Yeah, I
Miss
wasn't
Pat.
there.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
right.
pre-David episode.
Right.
But we talked a fair amount with her about this.
Yes.
And she genuinely believes it to be true. She was arguing throughout the episode that this was a real thing.
I went through a period. I remember in high school, played a lot of sports, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're
Same.
looking at me
bad
like-
acne because of sweat, right?
Well, no, bad athlete's foot.
Oh.
So I'd pee on my feet in the shower.
Oh, no.
How'd that go?
Worked pretty well.
Really?
It would cure the athlete's foot.
Wow.
Holy shit.
You heard it here first.
So
Wow. And was that where did that come from?
that came.
Were you just doing it anyway? You noticed that?
Wait
God,
a
maybe
minute.
it created the athlete's foot because I was doing it from the beginning. No, I think my mom and I had a discussion, and she
Yeah.
was like, "I think there's like really good stuff in your pee.
Yeah.
Supposedly, if you pee on your feet."
I love that your mom took such a hard stance against baby pee curing acne.
She's
But
like, that's absurd.
You're being silly, Will. Don't call me with this foolishness. Pee on your feet like a man.
Yeah. Kind of makes more sense. The pee and then it washes off.
Sure.
Whereas the baby pee,
Yeah.
as Miss Pat was talking about, that just stayed on your face
Right.
all day long.
But baby pee doesn't smell is the thing.
Right. That was her point.
I'm a father.
Right.
Baby pee does smell.
It has a scent.
Yeah.
It
What
is not
about
a scent
the-
I would
it's
proudly walk around.
What about the littlest babies? I'm talking like walking, talking. No, that's just a person.
Sure.
But like fresh baby,
It's still
Couple
doesn't-
months?
It
baby?
is definitely not as pungent,
Yeah.
right?
but it is going to have a little.
Yeah, it's got a
Something.
little something
What's
to
the
it.
taste to it?
Buddy.
All right, I tried to trap you.
Exquisite.
I wish I could tell you. Bear blew it for me. He didn't give me the chance. He didn't give me the chance.
It is the most complicated part of the conspiracy theory is the acquisition of the baby pee.
Right.
Because you're not,
Right.
we're not just all you. If you wanted to cure your acne,
I don't even want to talk about it.
sure.
I don't even want to talk about it. I have no idea where I would go.
Yeah.
And I am timestamp it that I'm saying I do not know how to acquire.
You don't have a connect.
No, I don't have a baby P connect.
You know who does? The Black Carney community. That's your go-to if you need.
You gotta
Man,
go
need
to a Black Carney.
a stash of baby pee.
Of some of the sickest baby pee available.
Come over here. Come on.
Just babies.
Meet me behind the funhouse.
Babies that are eating corn dogs before they have teeth. Just perfect baby pee. So it sounds like are not necessarily a believer in this conspiracy theory that baby pee could cure your acne.
I felt like it really did help with the athlete's foot, so I'm more prone to, but I don't know about the application part.
Sure.
So I guess I don't believe in it enough to put it on my face.
I got
Well,
you.
let me ask you this. Would you rather your own pee?
I think
That's not a crazy question.
No, it's a good question.
my own pee on my face.
Okay, but here's the situation.
Right.
You're in the shower.
Yeah, paint a picture.
Yeah.
You're in the shower.
I cut my hands.
Yeah.
I collect some pee, and I just splash it
Well, you have to whisper
like
a little bit of a prayer.
like a
Like an aftershave.
like an aftershave commercial.
You kind of let it, and then like, you know when you do with the hair conditioner where you let it maybe pull back from the water, let it soak in a minute or two.
Sure.
Come back and wash your face.
Piss
so
and-
you're not,
piss and
you're not
repeat.
walking around all day.
That I could give a try.
You would
Okay.
give that a try.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I had really bad acne, I would be at the end of my rope.
Yeah.
And pee would start to feel like a, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like if you're down bad, pee always
viable-
seems, yeah.
Well, part of the
Solution,
suggestion of even drinking your pee, right? Your own pee, is that you already have like immunity to the toxins that you've put out of your body. Isn't that
it's
the-
your
I
own
think
brew.
so.
Yeah.
It's
and
like smelling your own farts.
Yeah, exactly.
They're safe for you.
Did you guys cover this? Any idea of the origin? Who's the first person to ever think, let's take the diaper with the baby pee and
feel
let's
like-
apply it?
Listen, the
I think it's like
the
a
creepiest
penicillin-
man in town.
Yeah, I think it's like a penicillin thing. It was an accident that they worked.
Right. Okay.
Like he was
okay.
doing that. And
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, oh, my pimples are gone
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that we found
The origin.
the source
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the theory,
Right,
but
okay.
it certainly, we talked about this with Miss Pat, that it has become sort of a more popularized thing than we realized, that like it's referred to as urotherapy, where people are in fact using urine as sort of a way of curing ailments of various kinds.
You know, my urotherapy is get some Greek food, take a nap. Come on.
Boom.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Right back.
We're all out here.
Right.
There's a lot of good
Right
stuff
back.
going on in here.
Yeah.
Sure, you got a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
Why he always
I
does
know.
it like that? You see how
I
he did
know.
that? That was a snipe.
I know.
Bro, come on.
I saw it.
Yeah. All
I
right.
saw
Thank
it.
you, Will
Yeah.
Ferrell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. We're partners.
I'm a scoundrel.
Gosh,
What do you want from me?
Was this the podcast where you guys broke apart?
Whoa.
Am I witnessing that?
Whoa. What if Will Ferrell was
I
the
know.
one to
What if I
break us
created the riff
buddy?
over the Euro joke?
I hate to tell
The
you,
gyro.
you're going to have to guest host quite a bit more.
Man, I gotta fill
Yeah,
in.
because Langston's going to be out of here. Come
Whoa,
on. Look at that. Oh,
I don't like
It's
that
a
bit at all.
hustle.
I don't like that bit at all.
How's it
There's
feel?
too much power in that
How's
high
it
five.
feel?
Stop it. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
We both felt
By
it.
the way, we've been planning this.
Come on. You don't think
For
we
months.
texted this morning? He
When,
picked me up a
when does
coffee
the
on the
hostile
way in.
takeover
When
begin?
do we usurp the podcast from Langston?
Now it's going to be My Papa Told Me. I don't know why you would add that. But
You whiten it up
My
a little
mama-
bit.
my-
You broaden it.
My father told me.
My
Why is
sweet daddy.
Yeah,
that is funny. Mama seems black, but Papa seems very white.
Yeah.
I am called Papa by my kids.
You're a Papa.
I'm a Papa.
Whoa.
Wow.
Was
so
that
to
a-
your point?
You're a very white guy.
Yeah.
Was that a conscious choice where you were like, from now on, I am Papa? Or
no.
did it just happen?
I said, children, gather around. I am Papa.
The fireplace.
You will bow before Papa. Addressing me, please. Only refer to me as Papa. No, it's a. My wife's Swedish. It's a Swedish thing. So you have Mama and Papa.
Yeah.
So the boys just started calling me Papa. So even my son, who's about to turn 20, will be like, "Hey, Papa, I have a question." It's kind of funny and
it sounds
sweet.
silly.
So
It sounds
European.
silly. It's very Euro. Yeah.
Do your kids ever
gyro? Very gyro.
Do your kids ever feel self-conscious about it?
Not one bit.
Yeah.
So it's already ingrained.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And they don't, because I wondered because I've seen them refer to me in front of their friends.
That would be my fear.
And I was like, oh, they're like, no, that's Papa. That's my Papa. Yeah.
My papa made me a sandwich today.
Yeah. Oh, my Papa. I was talking to my Papa. I don't know if I'm that conspiratorial.
Sure.
And yet there are moments where I'm like, that seems like that could go this way.
Do you have one in particular that comes to mind where you go like, I wouldn't say I'm fully on board, but I certainly am willing to hear it out more than others?
Here's one that I feel like kind of checks out. This is sports related.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's no size. It doesn't have to be government or anything.
But I once heard, so this one always was like, I think this checks out. Cal Ripken.
Yeah.
Who,
Senior.
Cal Ripken Jr.,
Okay.
who played for the Baltimore Orioles and had the longest stretch. He broke Lou Gehrig's record of consecutive games played in baseball. And for anyone who remembers or is a big baseball fan, there was a point in his streak, and he was getting towards the end, where the game was called due to the electricity going out in the Baltimore baseball stadium.
Oh.
And they had to call the game. There was a power outage. And the story is that Cal Ripken came home to find Kevin Costner cheating. His wife cheating with Kevin Costner. They had a fight. He hurt his hand.
Whoa.
He's like, I can't play tonight. They're like, okay, what about the streak? I know. The power's out.
Cut the lights.
And then they had a couple off days, and it allowed him for the hand to heal up, and the streak continued.
Whoa.
I believe that.
Right?
That's not even hard.
That one's,
That's
maybe
crazy.
Because you come home, Dances with Wolves is dancing with your queen.
With your wolf.
And
that's what you call your wife?
She doesn't like it, but that's what I call her.
She's used to it now.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You're a wolf to me.
When I see you, I picture a wolf, a female wolf. And here's where I blew it. I ran into Kevin Costner multiple times at the Golden Globes this year, and I forgot to ask him.
Oh, no.
Did you get together with Cal Ripken?
Yeah.
That would be a weird way to launch into, hey, how you doing?
Hey, Kevin.
By the way.
I mean, how
Did
good of
this ever
friends
happen?
are you?
I don't know him at all.
You can't start with extramarital.
But you know
remember,
what?
He was hanging around baseball. You know,
Right.
he did
All
Field
of
Dreams and Bull Durham.
Yeah.
He was always showing up like Kevin Costner's taking batting practice today with the Detroit Lions or
I
something like
think
that.
you just got to ease into
I mean,
it.
Detroit Tigers.
You
Not
gotta
the
be
Lions. You wouldn't batting practice with the Detroit Lions would be a different thing.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry to
they'd
the
be
Lions.
happy he showed up at this point. The Lions needed the help probably.
No, that's a sad story over there. I was going to say, if you don't know him, the way you do it is like, you know what I love? Having sex with baseball players' wives. Right? You ever just do that?
Do you know what I mean, Kevin?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You ever just have one come home, punch you in the face?
Kevin, who's your favorite wife to have sex with who also played from a man who played baseball?
Hall of Famer's wife.
Funny you should ask, Will.
Who do you think wins that fight? It has to be Cal Ripken, right?
There's no way
Yeah,
that he doesn't win. Professional athlete.
Kevin Costner feels like, I feel like he would get, I don't want to fight Kevin Costner.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah, is he tall? Is he tall?
Yeah, he's about 6'3", and
he's
strong,
jawed man.
But he's an actor.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way he's actually riding all those horses on Yellowstone.
You don't think so?
No.
Really?
I think there are plenty of the man doesn't
stunt writers.
He doesn't want to be there anymore. Is my understanding. I don't think.
Well, he's done, right?
Yeah, he's
done?
not even.
Okay.
There's no way he's like committed to genuine horseback riding the entire time.
Man,
please let me. I had to try to ride a horse for a movie, and they got me with the stunt person.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Well, it's not. It won't be hard. It'll just be an easy kind of trot up into the frame." And,
right.
And if you've ever been around a horse, they're enormous,
terrifying
creatures.
Yeah, I don't like it. They seem scared too,
and
like
they seem scared,
enough.
and they look at you through the side of their eye, and they can sense fear.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got on the horse, rode. I think they let me do 2 little circles, and they're like, "We're good. We're gonna need the stunt rider." I was that bad just trotting in a little stable.
Will, that actually looked like shit. We're gonna need you to.
You know what? Strike it all.
I'm like, I talked to the director. I'm like, "Was it that bad?" They're like, "Yeah." They said you looked incredibly uncomfortable. So I get it.
Yeah,
that's
Kevin. Yeah,
that's good on you, man.
For even what?
For
trying?
I don't think it's not great that we're just riding horses all the time. You're sensitive. You were sensitive to the needs of the beast, and I respect that.
Thank you.
You're a kind soul.
Yeah,
that's why I don't ride horses.
Sure, it's the kindness in you.
It's the kindness in my
keeps
heart.
You from riding.
The times I have ridden horses, they're always giving me the horse named like Old Ricky,
sure,
or
Whistlers,
Cinnamon. Like they're not giving me. Let's put him on Striker.
Yeah, like Smokestack Lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever ridden a horse besides the like pony rides. You know, the ones that they like
have
chained up in an abusive circle.
And the track is well worn in the dirt. And they're just putting one foot in front of the other.
It's just clops of their feet and tears that we didn't know they could cry.
And they're thinking, how did I get here?
What did I do?
Well, they it's because there's a carny in the corner smoking a cigarette, making sure it doesn't mess up. Drop that boy.
All right, that's 5 minutes.
With a cattle prod.
Yeah.
Go.
Just the meanest people possible abusing tiny little horses.
I mean, shout out to carnies. They're good folk, though.
Yeah, we don't shout them out enough on the podcast.
Nobody gives it to them.
Is there, I feel like not a lot of black carnies out there.
Brother,
right?
And
or
we've been trying to break that ceiling.
You're not wrong.
That's one of the last frontiers.
That was in one of Martin Luther King's unknown
I just
speeches.
Literally flashed to every carnival.
You never seen one.
You never. I'm like, yeah.
I want a black carny, just like a dude with a do-rag working a tilt-a-whirl.
Super skinny, methed out white guys.
Yeah.
Not a lot of female carnies.
I don't think so.
You know what the problem is?
That's a safety thing.
Black people people don't smoke meth. We're more crack people, and crack don't sell well for maintaining horses and relationships. You know what I mean? I think meth is a more working man's drug.
I don't see, here's where I beg to differ.
Okay.
I think that people are willing to do a lot for crack. I think it's just we haven't been introduced to carnydom, and that's what it is.
The Universe Soul Circus, I bet, has some black carnies.
What is that you're saying?
Universe Soul Circus. Y'all don't know about the Universe Soul Circus?
No. Why do you keep doing that?
Well, that's how they say it on the radio.
Oh.
It's
come on down.
Hey, brother.
The Universe Soul Circus.
Guys, I don't know if you've heard the radio commercial, but you're nailing it. You're both doing
right
it pretty good.
Really?
There's a real circus that is black owned and black managed.
Right.
And I bet they have black carnies.
Do you think they have their own term, like they call themselves blarneys?
I hope not.
That would be bad. That would be tough. I get.
I hope you don't have to write that on a resume.
That feels Irish.
Yeah.
That feels Irish. Yeah. A Blarney.
Man, we got to get some more black carnies.
I know.
Got to get more black carnies.
I'm glad we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
When this drops,
yes,
that will be the next thing people are going to start working on.
Inspire a generation of young boys.
And for the record, if you are a black carny, reach out.
Yeah, please.
Send an email with pics.
Yep.
Because I want to see what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Show us that bindle over your shoulder. Let's see it all.
Operating the twirl wheel. Well, I can't even say the ride.
I want them.
Ferris wheel.
Soul wheel. I
feel like if you let black people get a hold of corn dog production, I think we could do some really great stuff in this space. I think we should do some really innovative stuff.
I think they're going to put grits on the outside and fry it. And that's going to change the game for corn dogs.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
It's
because why has it been so stagnant? Nothing's happened in corn dogs since, I don't know, the 20. When did corn dogs come around?
That's a great question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. If Olivia were in here, we'd force her to do the research.
But... Yeah, maybe text us, Olivia. I
feel like I want to look that up.
Yeah, let's look it up. Let's find out. When were corn dogs invented?
I'm saying that's a depression food.
Oh, I'm gonna go Reconstruction. I'm going a little
Reconstruction.
Earlier. Yeah, okay. I think it's a little earlier.
And also, who takes that corn dogs? Is that an American thing?
Oh wow, we're both wrong.
1930s is what I'm looking at.
Okay,
no,
it says the Pronto Pup vendors at the Minnesota State Fair claim to have invented the corn dog in 1941.
Okay.
Wow.
On June 16th, 1946, Cozy Dog Drive-In in Springfield, Illinois, claims to have been the first to serve corn dogs on sticks. So people were just raw dogging corn dogs with their hands at
that
first.
Sucks.
That's awful.
That's a trash bag. Without the stick, I hate it. Could you imagine? You're just holding it like a... Ew.
I don't know the last time I had a corn dog.
Really?
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Don't be like that.
No,
don't be like that.
You don't want to go back to that.
Trying to eat healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, but every once a year, you can have...
I don't even know if I've been anywhere that's offers a corn dog.
We got to get you to the Black Carnival.
Okay.
Which I think is like an emo record. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't see them out and about like that.
Yeah, they're not as popular, I think, as they used to be back when the Minnesota State Fair was.
I do remember it was a staple at school lunch.
Yeah,
in elementary school, at least once a week, there was corn dog.
Yeah,
corn dog was part of it.
Yeah. And were you a fan? Were you happy when Corn Dog Day came around, or were you like this fucking sucks?
No, I was fairly happy.
Yeah.
I would a lot of mustard.
Yeah,
I'm a big mustard guy.
Okay,
same. Ketchup is for children.
Exactly.
And I'll say it. I'm not going to hold my tongue for you.
Right.
I also feel like it's for white people. I do think that.
I tend to agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I tend to agree because it's like sweet. There's no challenge to it.
It's the easiest condiment. It's like entry level.
And Ronald Reagan tried to make it a vegetable. So
is that true?
Yeah.
Was that a thing he was pitching?
That now maybe that's a conspiracy too. But I think in school lunches he tried to get ketchup as a vegetable to be cheaper to save money on the school lunch program.
You know what? If you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. That was an accident. I meant to do this.
Call motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
I like both.
That's more my speed.
That is
yes. That's got Will Ferrell written all over it. I was at an event where Stevie Wonder was the musical act at this fundraising charity thing. And it took a while for they needed to set up the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So people were it was at the end of the night. So people start leaving while he's playing.
That's fucked up though.
And I'm doing a bit with a buddy this is Steve. Why are you're leaving during Stevie Wonder? If he is cited, he played it really. There was no part of him that was like,
damn,
hey, you assholes.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You rich assholes. Like, I'm playing here.
Yeah,
But that's what leads me to believe that that's why I believe he can't see. Because if he could see, he'd have an ego about that.
Oh,
he'd be pissed.
May I present?
He might even say, how's everyone I feel like some of you are leaving. Like, he'd even like, my spidey senses are telling me, like, people, please stay in your seat. But he didn't. But
I bet there's a part of him that has to go like, I see you, but I'm not going to blow my bag by losing it at these people. I got to play it cool. Be cool, Stevie. Stay calm.
What would it take? You guys got to get him on the podcast and just point blank.
I'd
ask him.
Come on.
I'd ask.
I'd say, are you fucking with me?
What's under them glasses, Stevie?
Tell the truth.
Break him down.
Just throwing balls at him from different
Leave
directions.
me alone. Put it in reverse, Tim. I'm blind. How many times do I have to tell you?
I put him in a headlock.
Boy George him? Yeah. I'm going to Boy George
So
you.
can I present one more piece of evidence to you
Okay.
guys? So, and this didn't come up on the original podcast with Felonious, but there actually was a video that I came across pretty recently of a former band member of Stevie Wonder who talks about having watched Stevie Wonder get into a fist fight with another member of the band. So
Okay.
basically the drummer and Stevie weren't getting along. He keeps telling him he's fucking up the drums, whatever it is. The drummer gets pissed and is like, I'm going to fuck you up, Stevie Wonder. He fully is like, I'm going to beat your ass. I fucking hate you, Stevie Wonder. And basically agrees I can't believe he did this, but he agrees to be blindfolded so that he could fight Stevie Wonder.
I was going to do the bit. I was going to do the bit. Give me the blindfold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he agrees to fight Stevie Wonder blindfolded, and I swear to God, the person describing this video says that Stevie Wonder beats the shit out of this drummer. Like, the guy doesn't even get a hit.
That really lends itself to being able to
listen. He said the dude couldn't even move.
So Stevie can handle himself.
He can handle
but
himself.
allow me to kind of.
Yeah, please.
It's dark. He hits him. It makes contact. The sound comes. I think it's an echolocation.
You think this is
okay?
I think
I
think he's beating his ass via sonar. I don't know the technology.
He's going to be super sensitive to movement.
Exactly.
You think this is Daredevil level?
That's what I think is happening.
Strategy.
Because I'll say it. I'm an emotional fighter. As a child, I've gotten into fights where my eyes were mostly closed. Just like kind of crying and like
head down, swinging. Yeah,
and done okay.
But what I'll say is that when he describes the fight, he doesn't describe it as like emotional swinging, and he says that Stevie
like hit him with a
backs up and goes, "Bah!"
And
the dude will like try to move in and like square up, and he'll be like, "Bah, bah, bah." And like he says, he never even laid a finger on Stevie Wonder.
That's crazy.
It's either a miracle or he's fucking with us.
Maybe Stevie knows how to work the speed bag. Maybe that's like his when he's on tour, that's his workout.
Yeah.
So he just knows. And maybe a guy's going 2 more steps. Maybe like
work the body.
One of his handlers like 2 more steps. There you go. Pop,
Stevie, other
pop,
way.
and he knows how to respond.
Yeah. Turn around, big man. You got it.
Does Stevie have an earwig? Like you know, like the assistant to the president who's like tells you right before you're meeting someone that like you met them in Nebraska 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the mayor of this town. Like someone's in his ear.
Yeah,
that's
going. Stevie,
there we go.
Boy George, 2:00.
Come on,
put him in a headlock.
It'd be pretty funny if you put him in a headlock.
I bet he's never had that happen to him.
Done. Oh yeah, that's funny. Let's do it. What's up, Boy George? Guess who? Stevie lost his earwig. We gotta find it. It fell out.
But that's exciting.
Someone always on a little microphone talking to Stevie.
Who is that?
Who was in Stevie's ear the whole time?
That's a great question.
That's what we got. I bet you it was Berry Gordy.
But now, also too, when you guys were breaking it down, the theory was the dispute that, yes, he's talented, but he's more exceptional because he was quote unquote blind. Otherwise, if he didn't have that gimmick, he'd just be run of the mill musician.
I firmly believe that Stevie Wonder is a exceptional talent with eyes or without them.
No question.
He is a top 10 objectively.
Yes.
There's no question.
Right.
I will say that I think the sale of Stevie Wonder is a lot easier if he's a little blind boy than if he's a perfectly sighted
Michigan.
Of Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah, that's where Draymond's from.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's not a lot of heroes coming from Saginaw at this point. And
I wonder what Draymond thinks.
I think Draymond's the reason he's blind.
I bet Draymond was the guy he fought.
Draymond kicked the shit out of that little boy.
Yeah.
Draymond's like, I don't give a shit. I beat his ass.
Yeah. I punch first, I ask questions later.
And then I retire if they threaten to punish me for it.
Oh man.
Who's the guy on the Warriors that Draymond punched out?
Jordan Poole.
Poole.
Yeah.
And no one, it's not really a conspiracy, but no one really jumped to the defense of Jordan Poole, right?
No, yeah, I think
no one really spoke up on that guy's behalf.
I think they just said, Draymond, you got to be better.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the inside scoop is that guy was bugging the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
And Draymond laid him out, and everyone was like, "Thanks, man."
I can see Draymond being that guy.
We shut because no one was like, "Hey, George,
That's
sorry
not
about
cool.
that. That's not
Right.
cool."
We fucking love Jordan Poole.
Everyone was like, "Hey, things happen like that on a
that's
team."
crazy.
Right. Also, Draymond seems like if he's on your side, he's on your side.
Of course.
He's dirty to them, but like to do it in house did feel a little out of character for him.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So
Steph Curry being in the earwig of Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole in the face feels.
Whoa, Steph Curry's the Draymond puppet master?
It's a whisper.
Whoa.
Knock him the fuck out.
Also, just to go with our podcast,
that
actually ties into the light-skinned rage. That it's not Draymond's dark-skinned tendencies.
Sure.
It's actually Steph Curry's light-skinned tendencies.
Will, your thoughts?
I don't. So wait, educate me here. The light skin rage.
There is a theory.
The term is beige rage.
Beige rage. Okay.
There is a theory that light-skinned people, because of the sort of like
not being fully accepted in the community, have more of a.
Also, there's something genetically with bright eyes.
have a active rage brewing inside of us that causes us to have very sort of big
and
reactions.
Short fuses.
Short fuses,
Okay.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, Will, it holds up.
It holds up?
Sure. Do I shake him sometimes? I do. But he gets out of line and somebody's got to do it.
See? Come on.
Wow. But yeah. No, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it building up.
Yeah.
Well, you're a sportsman.
Yeah.
This feels apt.
Right.
I think as a question, the NBA is rigged.
Come on.
Was a conversation we've had a fair amount of times.
It
on
happens.
The podcast.
It comes up a lot.
Yeah. How much of a believer are you in? And it can be sports in general, NBA specific, whatever you prefer.
NBA. I mean, to say it's rigged. Well, there was the ref situation, right? With the one guy who was shaving, who got caught betting on his own game and figured out how to make enough kind of innocuous calls that would add up to.
Because he's just covering spreads.
He's just covering spreads.
So it's like,
so it wasn't like losing or winning a game.
It's a couple charges you don't call.
So that stuff seems real easy to, but
basketball specifically too. I don't think you can do it in other sports in the same way.
But that would lend itself to you want the major market teams to always win.
Right. And as a Nuggets fan.
So Denver, it doesn't lead to the conspiracy.
Because trust me, man, nobody wants us to win.
No,
and
I'm actively rooting against you guys.
Oh, hey, fuck you.
with your gyro in the center there.
Come on. That guy's made a gyro.
That guy, he's pure.
That's pure
he
gyro.
has genetic material. He's 30%.
Oh yeah,
gyro.
No, he's gone off the road for sure.
He is the most awkward moving human being ever.
It looks so bad, but it works.
Conspiracy. Does he fake that? The way he runs?
Oh, you think it's
just
all
to set
a
someone up
ruse.
and then he blows by you?
Well, here's the thing. Maybe that.
And he also maintains that he doesn't work out at all.
He's very red at the end of games.
You mean like
could be the altitude. Could be the altitude.
He lives there.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's true. Sorry. Yeah.
I think he just is like, sometimes just it's not graceful to be a winner. I think it's just he developed an ugly game because it's ugly. It's not a pretty shot necessarily or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just, he just has that pure Eastern Bloc willpower.
Well, I think it's the beauty of learning something in isolation, right? Like he fucking learned to play basketball without any of the influence of like social expectations.
Without even a basket or a backboard.
He's just shooting them in a horse's mouth.
Shooting a pumpkin into a well or something, you know? Yeah. Have to go crawl down, get the pumpkin.
You gotta learn.
So accurate. I don't want to.
You gotta learn to make a cantaloupe bounce off of cobblestone.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're gonna
all
get
these
pretty
angles.
good.
You're gonna get good with angles.
Yeah. I think he just he didn't have to look at Sean Kemp as like an influence of what cool looks like.
Sean Kemp.
Man, you know what I mean?
What a beast.
So cool.
He was so cool.
The Rain Man.
Oh.
Come on, so many kids.
11. I think 12.
We were at a hotel in Santa Monica rewriting Elf. Myself, Adam McKay, and John Favreau.
Yeah.
And we'd walk by this room and there's all these pizza boxes stacked up in front of the room. The door opens.
I love this story already.
It's Sean Kemp.
Yes.
Stepping out. Well, I'm like, hey, Sean, what's up? He's like, hey, what's up? This is when he was trying to make a comeback with the Clippers.
Yeah.
And he was eating pizza boxes outside the room. Needless to say, Sean did not make the Clippers. I don't think, but he was in training camp trying to make, but we were just laughing like, God, I love Sean Kemp.
That's beautiful.
He's got the big pizza boxes out front. He's not.
How many do you think he could put down in one? He's 7 feet tall.
There were two large empty boxes.
Damn,
great.
Sean.
But I don't know how many consecutive nights that was. But
that was 2 hours tops. He knocked those out early.
Especially because he was working out.
Yeah.
He was at training camp. So
What's the reason why NBA players always get like fat and weird looking is because they're burning 5,000 calories a day.
And then when you shut that down.
You're just eating exactly the way that you ate when you
without any
without any exercise.
That's what happened to me after high school football.
Sure, yeah. I remember when you were lean and
lean and mean and then
come on.
Look out.
I was like, I look like Reggie White in 05.
You are a Lakers fan. You're a very active Lakers fan.
You know, that would be the only so I grew up with 80s basketball.
Sure.
So those
LA,
Lakers Celtics battles. That's the only that's where maybe the conspiracy is true because I could never understand how the Lakers or either team could lose by 20 and then the next night turn it right back around, but they always say, "Oh, they make great adjustments."
What are adjustments?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
To be completely honest.
Right?
Like what is an adjustment?
Oh, we see that they were trying to run this play and now we're gonna double team this play. I don't know. I don't know.
Like 7 plays.
Turns out a bunch of our guys were on cocaine last night and now they're not and they're playing way better.
So we put them to bed.
Hey, fellas, let's try to cut back on the cocaine and
let's make a quick adjustment with less cocaine.
Yeah. But that always, I'm like, oh, did they just want this to go 7 games?
Yeah.
Does the league want that to go? Yeah.
But even thinking about like that very infamous trade that never happened with Chris Paul coming to the Lakers,
shut down,
that David Stern actively shut down. That doesn't feel like a rigging to you of sorts?
Complaining from Dan Gilbert, right? The owner of the Cavs.
Yeah.
That feels pretty active.
Yeah.
I don't trust David Stern.
Well, he's gone, baby.
I'm saying, that's just as
as an idea, as an entity.
Like I don't any of his dealings within the NBA. I feel if there was ever an era that it was rigged.
You feel like the David Stern era
Yeah.
feels most actively.
Here's what I know is rigged for sure.
Yeah.
The players' exuberance towards the in-season tournament.
What are we doing?
That is so fake.
That shit
That is so like, this is exciting. Hey, we're all about championships. It doesn't matter if it's middle of the season or end of the season.
Yeah.
Don't you think
that was the
LeBron,
most
though?
hodgepodge. No, I just know the league was like, LeBron, please, can you just say how exciting this is?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll do my part.
Yeah, I'll say something.
I'll say something.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, Kevin Durant is like, this is so exciting. And he hadn't said anything.
And you don't
prior.
even talk like that, Kevin
No,
Durant.
He's never
You've
said that
never
before.
once
Ever.
And he
expressed
said it with
excitement.
this tone. I'm so excited. That's rigged.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
right there was rigged.
I think so for sure. I agree with that. So partial rig.
A
I think
partial
we can
rig.
say a partial rigging for sure.
I certainly think, if nothing else, we can agree that the incentives that they create via the money that these players can earn sort of rigs the system
right
naturally. Like they play hard in the in-season tournament because there's $500,000 promised to them if they win the game.
Also, too, I love the Lakers bench players praising LeBron for playing hard so that they could get their $500K.
They won $500,000.
But AD and those guys weren't like, why don't you guys give your $500K and split it up with the bench players?
Yeah, you're real like
if that would really
that would be a
gesture.
selfless act.
But then they're like, I mean, I got to give it up to LeBron. He played so hard. He gave full effort so we could win.
It was pretty cool of him so that we could win.
But maybe just give over. You don't need that money, right?
Turns out you're a
I don't know.
billionaire. You could
maybe
probably...
that's easy for me to say. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's easy for me to say too. I don't have any money. Give it all to you. Whatever.
Maybe give it to two funny podcasters.
Yeah, maybe two guys. You know,
right?
One's a father. The other one could be, and maybe they have investments.
Any day now he could be a father.
Yeah, and we have stuff we're trying to get in on. You know what I mean? Trying to start a black soap company like every other African person.
I'm trying to rig my own sports leagues.
That would be amazing.
My Momma Told Me is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by Langston Kerman.
Co-hosted by David Bory.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Hansani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bay Wang.
Edited and engineered by Justin Conlon.
Music by Nick Chambers.
Artwork by Dogon Krieger.
You can now watch episodes of My Momma Told Me on YouTube. Follow at My Momma Told Me and subscribe to our channel.